Hey everybody, Gert Amala here, clinical psychologist, private practice success, business coach and mentor. And I'm thinking I need to add a new title to my intro, Elevator, because that's what we're going to be doing in 2020 through our Elevate 2020 conference. So I wanted to take a minute, maybe more, to check in with you guys before my kids arrive home from school and talk a bit to you about the 4 F's towards achieving and building and growing a fabulous private practice. Now, these 4 F's are 4 concepts that we are going to work through when you come and join me at Elevate 2020 next year. And these 4 concepts are relevant to all of us. Doesn't matter where you are at in your private practice journey, whether you are just thinking currently about starting it, whether you've just started and you're still learning the ropes, or maybe you're an established solo private practice, or maybe you're completely on the other end and you are already an established group private practice owner. These 4 things are of equal importance to all of us, right? Now you might think, that doesn't make sense, Gerda. Well, it does. All right. It's 4 things that you need to consider across your journey at various times. Of course, the way you're going to look at it, it's going to be different based on where you're at in your process. What you're going to do with that concept is going to be different based on where you're at. However, those 4 things are of equal importance to all of us. And I suspect that very often people think, oh, this is only relevant at this point in time. And then they go tick, been there, done that, and it's done and dusted. And that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Because if you want to truly build a long-term sustainable private practice that you can potentially, if that's what you want to do and if that's your vision, build into a sellable asset, right? And if that is what you want to achieve, or at least give yourself the option of building that, right? That you have that option of actually selling it and traveling the world with what it is that you get for it, or making it a legacy company that you give to your kids, and it becomes really a long-term family business. Just giving yourself those options, right? Those choice. If you want to do that, then you most certainly have to look at these 4 things. So I'm going to give you just a basic overview of those today. So the first thing is foundations. Foundations. Now, if you've ever built a house, you will know how important that is. I have actually just taken the very, very brave step of putting my hand up to building my own home, right? I didn't build this home, I bought this one. Me and my husband has never built a home like being owner builders ever in our lives. I've avoided it like the plague because I know how much work goes into it. And from what I've heard from other people, your foundations is one of the, if not the most important things that you need to get right in the house building process, right? Hey, Kristen, thanks for joining me. Say hi, say hello, let me know what you're up to today. Very important. And if you don't get the foundations right, when the first big storm and big challenge in terms of our business hits, we're going to be to the ground, going to have to start from scratch, and that's just so demotivating, right? So the first F is therefore foundations. You have to get it right. And I actually spoke to my Next Level Mastermind group today in one of their trainings that I did for them about foundations. And I've had my private practice now 12, 13 years, and this year we really focused on foundations a lot, right? And we are an established practice. We too established independent group private practices, and we focused on foundations. And it's so important, like I said at the start, at various stages of your business, right? So that's the first one, is foundations. Getting it right, knowing when to look back at it, knowing how to adjust things depends on where you are, right? And foundations is so important. Like one simple aspect, not simple, like very important aspect, no-brainer part of foundations, of course, is having an aligned vision, right? And knowing what that is. And you have to consistently go back to it, because if you don't have a clearly articulated vision that is aligned to your goals for your practice, the future that you want to create, the impact that you want to create, and your values, hey Tess, how are you? then you're going to get distracted, right? Shiny object syndrome is going to be even more harder to tolerate if you don't have that aligned vision. And that is part of the first F, which is foundations. Yes, it is. Hello again. I'm talking to the guys about the 4 F's of building a fabulous private practice, and we've just spoken about foundations. Now, number 2 is fighting fear. Fighting fear, and I believe that that is relevant to most business owners, but I suspect, knowing my people really well, that for us as mental health professionals, it's just that tad bit more intense because we are such a heavy regulated industry, right? There's so many rules and regulations. I mean, there's a lot of legislation already just being a normal business owners, and then when you put on top of that being a mental health professional, being an allied health professional with all our additional regulations, it's really scary. I also find that mental health professionals and allied health professionals, again, particularly, we can be so hard on ourselves. We judge ourselves very harshly. And you know what? Unfortunately, as a collective, we often judge other people in our community very easily and very harshly, right? I don't know why we do it, but it happens, especially when that person is doing stuff that's different, or doing something that's not the norm, or doing something that's out of the ordinary. We're like quick to like put them back in their little box, right? It's like, how dare you step out of your little box? You need to stay inside those 4 walls. And I guess it's sometimes why I get judged a lot. You know, somebody like Tess, that's also very well known in our industry as a leader, you know, that might happen to you as well, Tess. And normally for me, it tells me that, okay, I'm doing my job of pushing those boundaries a bit, right? But it also means that for a lot of practice owners, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of scarcity thinking at times, right? And you know what? That stuff just holds us back. I mean, not even to talk or even mention something like imposter syndrome. We all know it's there. It's that little thingy that we often carry with us the whole time. Little monkey sitting on our shoulder and going, you don't really know what you're doing here, or you're just fooling your way through all of the stuff, or, you know, before you know it, you're going to be exposed and people's going to know all about the fact that you don't know what the hell you're doing. We've got so much fear that we carry with ourselves. So the second F is really dealing with that, fighting that fear mindset and turning it around, right? Turning it around and stepping into that next level person that we already are on the inside. We just need to allow her and him out. We just need to let them flourish, right? And start impacting the world by fighting fear. So that's the second F. Now, the third F is all about frameworks. Frameworks is extremely important in private practice and in any business for that matter, right? You need frameworks. If you're just going to do something here, something there, then something here, something there, it's like going to be this whole messed up business, right? You might feel very busy. You might feel very productive. But at the end of the day, when the chips all fall and you actually start looking at return on investment, it's not going to be there because you were all over the place. You were busy with the job of being busy. You weren't busy with the proper stuff, right? And if you don't have frameworks, systems, processes in place, what's going to happen? You're going to every time have to think again from scratch, and it's so tiring. So having really well thought out, ideally automated frameworks in your private practice is the third F that you really want to work on. And then the fourth F, last but most certainly not the least, is freedom. Freedom. Your private practice needs to give you freedom. It shouldn't be you cuffed to the desk or cuffed to the laptop, working the whole time, or even cuffed to the psychologist chair because you don't have enough money coming in, so you still need to do like 4 or 5 days of clinical work. That's not having a fabulous practice. A fabulous practice, what I refer to as the ultimate private practice, is one that gives you freedom, one that gives you choice about how much clinical work you're going to do, if any, how much other stuff you might want to do. Maybe you want to run workshops, run retreats, become a speaker, the sky's the limit. Maybe you just want to impact stuff at a different level or in a different way, because it's okay to get bored, right? We all need and want diversity in what it is that we're doing. And you want to get to a place where you have a practice that gives you freedom by automating as much as you can, by outsourcing what you need to, by saying yes to accepting more support people into your life, whether that's team or external consultants, right? And really setting yourself up to have that ultimate impact, to be able to leave a true legacy within your community based on the impact that you are achieving. And those people are a very quick overview of the 4 F's of a fabulous private practice. And when you join me, and Tess is going to be one of our speakers, you've got the scoop here, and a lot of other amazing speakers at Elevate 2020, I have set up the 2 days to actually take us through the 4 F's. So day 1, first half day, is going to be all about foundations. The second part of day 1 is all going to be fighting fear. Then first half of day 2 is going to be frameworks. And then the second part of day 2 is going to be freedom. And we're going to look at all of the 4 F's, and we're going to bring it all together so that you can have an experience 2 days with me and the amazing other speakers that's going to be there, that's going to truly elevate you to that next level of achieving and building and having your ultimate private practice. And you know what? I can already feel, just talking about it, that I feel elevated just thinking about it. I feel elevated just thinking about what we're going to talk about and how we're going to help people, right? And how as a collective, because that is my vision for Elevate 2020, as a collective, everybody in that room is going to just walk out, not maybe having implemented like even, a quarter of the stuff that we've spoken about, but already going to be elevated in terms of energy, inspiration, motivation, the clarity and knowing what to do, and having now become part of this amazing elevation community. And I can't wait to do it. So if you do not have your tickets as yet, these tickets, guys, will sell out. This is not one of those things that you need to go, I'll register next year. No, it's going to sell out. The first 25 tickets was sold out in 12 hours. Can you believe it? So I want to encourage you to get your tickets sooner rather than later. Also, if you are a private practice owner and you already have a group private practice, you've got a principal psychologist, for example, or a senior psych, or maybe you've got a practice manager or really senior admin person supporting you, please bring them along as well, because we're going to have special breakout sessions for the admin team members that's coming along, where my beautiful co-founders in Chelsea and Ash from Halo Practice Management are going to take them and have like intensive admin sessions with them. And when I say admin, I'm talking about policy systems, front desk efficiency, everything related to the front desk. And they're going to do a bit of hot seating, questions and answers, all of that type of beautiful stuff, right? So your team's going to get a lot out of it as well. And it will just be so great if you and that really important support person in your practice can come, walk in and walk out together with the same level of elevation, and to be able to take that back to your practice and back to your team. And then you can have 2 people spreading that elevation energy, knowledge, content and inspiration that you're going to get from it. So please join me and the other brilliant speakers. Everybody that's going to be there is going to be brilliant speakers at Elevate 2020. It's going to be the event of the private practice industry calendar. That is my goal, and I'm going to achieve it because that's what I do. So I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to help you elevate. So until next time, it is bye for now. Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, Tess. Thanks for the love hearts. I love you too. Bye.